Have you ever felt heaven trying to reach you? Maybe through a sudden dream, a familiar scent, a song that plays when you need it most, a whisper that feels like love you once knew. Archangel Michael says, "Your father who passed away is trying to reach you." He's been asking heaven to deliver this message, and this moment is his way of speaking through light, not sorrow. He wants you to know he is not gone. He is transformed, alive in spirit, near you, and praying over every step. If your heart is already trembling because you can feel this truth, type 1111 in the comments right now. That number will be your confirmation that heaven just touched your name. What comes next will confirm what your soul already knew, that death was never goodbye. Archangel Michael says, "Your Father's Spirit is with you, and his love did not die with his body. Every tear you've cried was seen by heaven. Every prayer you whispered was received by angels. And every silent night when you missed his voice, heaven surrounded you with his presence. He has been trying to reach you through peace, not pain, through signs, not sadness, through moments that feel too divine to explain. You thought it was a coincidence when you felt warmth in an empty room. You thought it was imagination when you heard his voice softly say your name. But Archangel Michael says no, it wasn't your mind. It was heaven answering your ache. The love between a parent and child never dies. It only changes its form. Your father has been asking God to remind you that you are not walking alone, that he is part of your protection now, and that he's helping arrange miracles you cannot yet see. God is speaking through this message right now. He says, "My child, I restore what pain tried to steal. I return to comfort where there was loss. I bring reunion in divine timing. Your Father's Spirit rejoices in light, not regret. He has seen your struggles and your silent victories. When you almost gave up, he interceded for you. When you were weak, he sent you signs of strength like a feather, a sudden breeze, a dream that felt too real. Heaven says you did not lose him. You gained an angel who walks beside you. He watches how you care for others. He smiles when you speak with kindness. He blesses you every time you forgive." Type 777 if you receive this with your heart open, because that number represents spiritual completion, a sign that your Father's mission in heaven continues through your purpose on earth. Archangel Michael says your Father has been showing you specific signs. Maybe a butterfly that lands on you and lingers, a light that flickers right when you speak his name, a sudden warmth in your chest when you pray, or numbers that appear, 1111, 444, 1212, moments when you feel he's nearby. These are not random. They are his way of saying, "I'm still part of your story." And every time you notice, heaven smiles, because you are recognizing that love never dies. It only changes language. What's coming next in your life will prove that he's guiding divine restoration behind the scenes. He's helping you receive what you once lost. He's ensuring that the right doors open in God's perfect timing. Archangel Michael says, "You are being prepared for joy that will erase years of sorrow." The same hands that once held you are now lifting blessings toward you, and the tears you cried for your father have watered the soil of your breakthrough. Remember what Jesus said in John 14:2-3. "In my Father's house are many mansions. I'm going to prepare a place for you." Your Father is there, not suffering, not lost, but radiant in that promise. He is cheering for you, waiting for the day your mission on earth is complete, when you'll meet again in glory and light. Until then, he's asking you to live, not grieve, to love deeply, to speak kindly, to keep your faith steady. He says, "Don't let my passing close your heart. Let it open your eyes to eternity. Every good act you do, he sees. Every prayer you whisper, he echoes. Every victory you claim, he celebrates. You have not been forgotten. You have been chosen to continue a divine legacy of light." Archangel Michael says, "The pain you felt was a bridge to power. Your tears became prayers that heaven collected. Your loneliness became the seed of divine closeness." Heaven is saying, your next chapter will carry his blessing. There is a financial breakthrough that carries his spiritual signature. There is a healing in your family that comes through his intercession. There is a peace coming that only heaven could arrange. The angels are surrounding you right now, wrapping your heart in gold light, reminding you that grief was never meant to be your prison, but your passage to purpose. Type 333 in the comments if you feel that warmth right now. That number means the Holy Trinity is confirming your alignment. God is saying, I am with you, I am restoring you, I am surrounding you with those you love, both seen and unseen. Your Father says, I've seen the nights you couldn't sleep. I've seen you look for me in faces that reminded you of mine. I've watched you grow stronger than you think you are. I'm proud of you. He says, don't hold on to the pain of my departure. Hold on to the love that still moves. He's thanking you for every time you've spoken his name with love instead of regret. And he wants you to know that heaven has already assigned angels to comfort your heart. You're not imagining the dreams where he appears smiling. That's not your memory. That's his spirit reminding you that heaven is not far. Archangel Michael says your father is now part of heaven's messenger army. He stands among the angels, protecting you from spiritual harm. He is one of your defenders, and his prayers for you continue before the throne of God. The day you reunite, you will not remember pain, only the perfection of love fulfilled. God says, I turn mourning into dancing. I give beauty for ashes. I bring light to where loss once lived. You are entering a season where every tear you've cried becomes testimony. The grief you carried will turn into grace, and you will feel divine presence so close, you'll no longer ask for proof. You'll simply know. Your Father's Spirit is proud that you are healing. Heaven is proud that you are believing. And Archangel Michael stands beside you saying, the storm is over. The message was delivered. Love has not left. It has evolved. Take this as your heavenly alert. Your Father is near. Your miracle is unfolding, and heaven is speaking peace into your home. If this message spoke to your heart, like this video to seal this confirmation. Comment your angel number or your prayer request below, so the angels can align their blessings with your name. Subscribe for daily prophetic and angelic guidance, so you never miss the messages heaven sends your way, and share this message with someone who still feels the ache of losing a loved one, because sometimes one divine word can heal a lifetime of silence. Heaven says your Father's love has not ended, it's only become eternal. You are seen, you are held, you are loved both by heaven and by him. Type 99999 if you feel peace filling your heart right now. That's heaven's way of saying the message was meant for you. Archangel Michael says, there are moments when heaven bends close to earth, and one of those moments is right now. You have been sensing your Father's nearness in the quiet corners of your day. Sometimes it happens when you're not even thinking of him. Yet a sudden warmth brushes your heart, a peaceful silence falls, and you feel comfort that doesn't make sense. That is no illusion. That is the breath of heaven reminding you that love did not die. Your Father's soul has not drifted away into nothingness. He stands in light, whole and radiant, allowed by God to intercede for you when your heart feels heavy and your strength seems thin. Archangel Michael says, your Father has been permitted to watch over your path. Every time you've been at the edge of giving up, an invisible hand has redirected your steps. It was not luck, it was prayer. It was his spirit whispering, keep going, my child. It was heaven releasing help at the moment when you were about to break. You've wondered how you survived some storms, how you managed to keep your mind when the world felt unbearable. Heaven wants you to know, it was never by chance. It was divine covering. Your Father's prayers didn't end when his heartbeat did. They became eternal petitions before the throne of grace, still speaking your name, still commanding protection over your destiny. Do you remember the night you woke up and felt an unseen presence beside your bed? You thought it was your imagination, but heaven says it was your Father's love reminding you that he's not far. That gentle peace you felt was him saying, I'm proud of you. That wave of calm that followed your tears was him wrapping your spirit with comfort from the other side of the veil. God allowed that because heaven's compassion never disconnects love, it multiplies it. The archangel continues saying, "Many of you watching this have felt disconnected from your earthly parents, either by death, distance, or pain. But the Father of all spirits says, I am restoring lineage blessings. I am renewing your generational peace. I am turning every wound into wisdom. What you thought was an ending has become a divine beginning. The grief that once felt unbearable has transformed into a sacred bridge between heaven and your purpose. You carry more light now because of what you've lost. You understand tenderness because you've walked through an ache. You recognize love faster because you've tasted longing. Heaven says, that is not weakness. That is divine maturity. There is something sacred happening in your life right now. The angels are repairing broken lines of inheritance. Your Father's soul has agreed in heaven's council to help usher you into blessings that once felt delayed. Opportunities that were withheld until now are opening. Doors that refused to move are unlocking. The season of silence is ending. The promise that felt buried under grief is awakening again. The archangel says, you are about to see visible signs of invisible love. It may come as a dream so vivid it feels real. It may come through a child repeating words only your father used to say. It may come through a letter, a memory, or a simple breeze that feels like a hug from beyond. Do not ignore the soft signals. They are the language of eternity. Heaven doesn't always shout. Sometimes it whispers, and your spirit must learn to listen not with ears, but with peace. When you feel that warmth, pause and whisper, I receive. That small act invites heaven's current to flow deeper into your heart. God says in Isaiah 66:13, as one whom his mother comforts, so I will comfort you. But heaven adds this prophetic layer. As one whom a father blesses, so shall I bless you. Your father's blessing did not stop when he crossed into glory. It echoes every time you walk in purpose. The angels record your progress. Heaven celebrates your growth. The same hands that once held you are now interceding before the altar of light. Your Father has not missed a single milestone of your journey. Heaven allows love to witness. Archangel Michael reveals that your father's passing was not punishment. It was promotion. Some souls finish their earthly assignments sooner so they can become part of the divine assistance for those who remain. He has seen the pain you endured, the questions you asked, the nights you begged God for a sign, and now the sign is here. This message is not random. You were led to it because heaven heard the cry beneath your silence. Heaven says you are entering a cycle of divine visitation. Between now and the coming weeks, pay attention to what stirs your emotions unexpectedly. Some of those moments are spiritual touch points, heaven's way of reminding you that connection remains. You might smell his cologne when no one else does. You might hear his laughter in a dream. You might see numbers repeating, 444, 1010, 1212, all aligning to reassure you that heaven is attentive. Each number is a coded message. 444 means divine protection is active. 1010 means your spiritual alignment is complete. 1212 means your path and your promise are merging. When you see them, don't doubt. Declare, Heaven, I receive this confirmation. Type those numbers in the comments if you recognize them, because confession activates manifestation. Archangel Michael says, you have spent enough time in survival mode. Now it is time to live again. The grief once held you hostage, but heaven is cutting the chains. Your father's greatest wish is not that you remember how he left, but that you remember how deeply he loved. He is proud that you've kept your faith when bitterness tried to consume you. He is proud that you're still kind when life gave you reasons to close your heart. He is proud that you are still believing, still forgiving, still shining. He says, you are the answer to my prayers. Continue, my child. Heaven also says there will be restoration in your household. The pain of one generation will not poison the next. The blessing that skipped years will return double. Your family is being rewritten in the book of destiny. Angels are standing at your door, marking your name with grace. You will not repeat the same patterns of loss. You will walk in divine recovery. The light your father carried is now resting on you. The strength he prayed for in secret is now manifesting in your life. You will rise not in sorrow, but in sacred remembrance that transforms into power. Right now, as you listen, Archangel Michael is releasing a decree of peace. The atmosphere around you is shifting. You may feel tingling in your hands, warmth in your chest, tears that flow without sadness. That is confirmation that heaven's comfort has entered your space. The angels are saying, "Peace be still. Let your heart receive." Heaven says, stop searching for signs of death. Start recognizing signs of life. Every morning you wake up is proof that purpose is still unfolding. Every breath you take is evidence that love is still at work. You are a living continuation of your Father's legacy, the walking proof that faith transcends generations. Archangel Michael whispers, when you speak blessings over others, you extend his light. Each kind act you do multiplies his memory in the earth. Each time you choose hope, you honor heaven. And when you pray for others, heaven counts it as double. Your intercession and his united. Together, you are shaping miracles that will outlive this season. God is saying, I am not finished writing your story. I am only shifting its tone from pain to power. The grief that once felt endless is becoming the oil of compassion that will heal others. The sorrow that once broke you is now the language through which you'll comfort those who mourn. Your Father's Spirit rejoices at this, because his mission continues through your love. The Archangel closes this part of the revelation saying, your Father did not leave you orphaned. Heaven assigned angels to surround you in every place of absence. You have not been forgotten, and you will not walk alone. This message is your sign, a sacred letter from eternity confirming that love never dies. It evolves into light. Archangel Michael continues speaking through the wind of revelation, saying, heaven is not far from you. It is speaking through every sign, every whisper, every breath you take in faith. You have felt it lately, that invisible pull in your spirit. It's your Father's love trying to break through the noise of the world, reminding you that you are never alone. He has been interceding for you before the throne of God, and heaven is answering those prayers through this message. When you see this, type, I feel his presence, in the comments, because that confession tells heaven that your heart is open, your soul is listening, and your faith is still alive. There's a reason your heart aches at random moments. It's not weakness, it's a signal, a divine vibration reminding you that love never ends. Archangel Michael says, your Father's soul walks beside you when you help others, when you forgive, when you choose light instead of anger. That is when heaven smiles the brightest, when you carry his kindness forward. Heaven says, you are not just a child of your Father. You are the continuation of his purpose. The lessons he tried to teach you before, about patience, honor, love, and integrity, they are now maturing inside you as wisdom. He planted seeds in your spirit, and heaven is watering them right now. You are becoming what he prayed you would be, a living testimony that faith conquers loss. Sometimes heaven allows loved ones to reach through your dreams. If you have been dreaming of him, that is not random memory. It is spiritual visitation. Heaven permits the pure in heart to communicate through peace. When you wake from those dreams with warmth in your soul, whisper aloud, thank you, heaven, for reminding me he's near. Type, I believe in divine connection, in the comments to affirm it. Archangel Michael says the veil between heaven and earth becomes thinner when you are in gratitude. Every time you say, thank you for the time we shared, you open a heavenly channel for comfort to flow. Your Father's Spirit rejoices in those moments because love travels faster than grief. He says, don't cry because I'm gone. Rejoice because we are forever linked by love. God wants you to know that your Father is at peace. He is surrounded by light, joy, and purpose. He's not watching your pain in sorrow. He's helping guide your healing in strength. Every time you overcome fear, he celebrates. Every time you smile again, heaven sings. Every time you choose hope, the angels record it as victory. You've been asking for a sign, and heaven says, this is it. The peace you're feeling right now is not coincidence. It's confirmation. Heaven is saying, you are safe, you are guided, you are loved. If your heart is responding to this truth, type 11111. I receive this message from heaven. That number declares that you are aligned with divine comfort, that your Father's presence is resting upon your life in grace. Archangel Michael reveals that before your father left the earth, his soul made a covenant with God to keep praying for your protection, and heaven has honored that promise. That's why certain disasters missed you. That's why some relationships ended before they broke you. That's why your spirit, though wounded, never collapsed. Heaven says, his intercession became your shield. There is a breakthrough ahead that carries his spiritual signature. Something you've been praying for, a promotion, a healing, a reconciliation, will happen suddenly. And when it does, you'll feel warmth run through your chest and know, heaven heard him. Heaven heard me. Your father will not return in body. When that moment comes, don't hold back your praise. Say aloud, this miracle carries my father's prayer. And type 7777, I trust divine timing in the comments. Because heaven is reminding you, nothing you lost in love will remain lost in eternity. God says in Revelation 21:4, He will wipe every tear from their eyes. That promise is being fulfilled even now. Every tear you shed became a seed that watered your restoration. You are stepping into the season where grief turns into gratitude and pain transforms into peace. So lift your heart again. Your Father's love surrounds you like wind, unseen but real. Heaven is proud of how far you've come. Archangel Michael says, you have cried enough. Now rise, because your story is shifting from loss to legacy. If this resonates in your spirit, type 999, I am ready for healing, below. Because when you declare it, heaven begins to move faster on your behalf. The angels are aligning peace around your name. Miracles are forming quietly in the background. And your Father's light is guiding the way forward. Heaven says, do not look for him in the grave. Look for him in the grace. He lives through every act of love you release into the world. Your next step is not into sorrow, it's into purpose. And this, beloved one, is the confirmation your heart has been praying for. Your Father's love has not vanished. It has evolved into eternal guidance. You are seen. You are protected. You are chosen. Type, I receive this peace if your heart feels lighter right now, because that means the message reached its home. Archangel Michael continues with gentle power, saying, Heaven's love is patient and its messages never expire. Your Father has been trying to reach you through the soft patterns of your days, the little moments you overlook, the coincidences that are not coincidences at all. Every time you find a feather in an unexpected place, he's whispering, I'm watching over you. Every time you see a bird resting by your window and feel peace in your chest, that's his way of saying, I'm proud of how far you've come. Heaven says, you have cried in silence long enough. Now it's time to recognize the miracles wrapped in ordinary moments. Type, I'm ready to see heaven's signs if you receive this. That small act of faith invites more divine confirmations to appear in your path. There's a reason you've been drawn to old photos lately, a reason certain songs bring tears to your eyes. Your Father's love moves through these reminders, not to reopen wounds, but to remind you that love still speaks beyond time. He's saying, when you smile again, I smile too. Heaven celebrates your healing more than you realize. Archangel Michael says the angels have been instructed to guide you through symbols, through numbers, colors, dreams, and even through the words of strangers who speak peace when you need it most. Heaven wants to remind you, nothing is random when your spirit is awake. The next time you see the number 444, pause. That's the angels saying, your foundation is being rebuilt. When you see 555, know that change is holy and guided. When 888 crosses your path, that's heaven's way of promising financial and emotional restoration. Type the number that has been following you in the comments. It's not superstition. It's a conversation between heaven and your heart. Your Father's Spirit delights when you pay attention to these sacred whispers, because through awareness, your soul becomes a bridge for divine comfort. Every time you acknowledge these signs, heaven's current flows stronger. Every time you say, "Thank you, God, for showing me," you draw heaven closer to earth. There is someone watching this right now who keeps smelling a familiar scent. It could be coffee, wood smoke, or the perfume your father used to wear. Heaven says that's confirmation. The veil is thin because love is near. Your Father has been permitted to remind you that your prayers have not gone unnoticed. A major door is about to open for you, one connected to the same faith he prayed you would never lose. Archangel Michael says, "You will soon experience the kind of breakthrough that feels like closure, comfort, and calling all at once. It will come through a divine encounter, maybe a message, a person, or a dream that feels more real than reality. Don't doubt it when it happens. Heaven never repeats a moment without purpose." If you are ready for that confirmation, type 1111, "I'm ready to receive," right now, because that number tells heaven, my heart is open. My spirit is listening. God's word says in Psalm 34:18, "The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit." And heaven adds, "You were not crushed to end. You were broken open to bloom." Your Father's Spirit rejoices at how your pain became prayer and your prayer became power. He says you turned grief into grace. You turned loss into light. Every act of kindness you do multiplies His blessing in heaven. When you help the poor, He smiles. When you forgive those who hurt you, He stands beside the angels applauding your growth. Heaven wants you to know your love has ripple effects that touch realms you can't see. That's why your Father's presence grows stronger when you act in love. Archangel Michael reveals something sacred. In the days to come, you may feel sudden waves of peace for no reason. That is not emptiness. That is visitation. Your Father's energy will surround you more intensely as your faith deepens. You might feel warmth around your shoulders or see golden light flicker when you pray. Whisper then, "I feel you, Dad. Thank you, Heaven." That acknowledgement strengthens the heavenly bond. Type, "I feel His peace around me," if this resonates with you. That declaration turns your listening into activation. It gives heaven permission to comfort you deeper. God is saying, "I will not allow grief to define you. I will use it to refine you." Heaven is turning your pain into perspective, your sorrow into strength, your tears into teaching. Soon, you'll look back and see that nothing was wasted. Even the loss served your awakening. Archangel Michael stands beside you now, his sword of light raised high, cutting away the last threads of guilt and sadness. He says, "Your Father's Spirit is free. Now you must be free too. Let go of regret. Let go of what-ifs. Heaven already wrote redemption into your story." If you're ready to step into peace, type 9999. I release the past below. That number closes the old cycle and opens the new one heaven has prepared for you. You are surrounded by divine presence right now. The air around you carries healing. The angels are singing, "It is finished." Love has conquered separation. Heaven has answered your prayer. And this beloved soul is your confirmation. Your Father is not gone. He is simply gone ahead. The light you feel now is Him smiling from eternity, saying, "You made it, my child. You're never alone." Archangel Michael says, "The veil between heaven and earth is thinner than your fear." When your heart aches for your Father, it is not a weakness. It is a doorway. Through that doorway, heaven releases comfort, wisdom, and signs that you are still connected. Heaven is saying, stop doubting the signs you receive. They are real. You felt that sudden warmth in your chest during prayer. You've sensed His energy when you're about to make a big decision. You've heard His words echo in your mind. You can do this, don't give up. These are not memories. They are messages. Your Father's love has become the language heaven uses to strengthen your faith. If you've ever felt that holy presence in the middle of silence, type, "I feel heaven near me" in the comments, because that confession opens your spirit wider to divine communication. Archangel Michael reveals, "Your Father's Spirit walks with your guardian angels." He joins them in guiding you toward your purpose. Every time you narrowly avoid trouble, every time a door closes just before disaster, that is heaven's coordination. It's your Father working behind the scenes to keep you in divine alignment. He says, "I may not be where you are, but I am where you need me to be, ahead of you, protecting your future." Heaven declares this season as the awakening of remembrance. The ache you feel is transforming into awareness. You are learning to hear heaven in your own heartbeat. When you feel peace, that's your Father's Spirit saying, "I'm proud of you." When you feel stillness after prayer, that's God confirming He is safe, and so are you. Type 777, "I receive this comfort," if your heart recognizes this truth. Heaven responds to faith spoken aloud because words become spiritual keys. You've been wondering, why do I still dream of Him so vividly? Archangel Michael says, because heaven uses dreams to deliver divine comfort. When your soul is still, heaven can speak clearly. In those dreams, your Father's Spirit is allowed to appear whole. No pain, no age, no sorrow, just love purified by eternity. When you wake from those dreams with tears of peace, whisper, "Thank you, God, for allowing love to visit me again." Then type, "I believe dreams carry messages" below, because your faith activates more revelations.